Hello, my name is Edward Brown of the Courage, Image, and Charisma Institute. And today I want to talk about how charismatic leaders handle office politics. Whether you are in a big organization, a mid-sized organization, a small organization, or your own small business, you're going to have challenges where people who either want power or want to usurp the power of others will be in play. And we look at charismatic leaders in terms of what they do when it comes to power, productivity, and profitability, because we think that's the benchmark for being successful in an age where personality, persistence, and ingenuity is the traits that successful people under the charismatic leadership model thrive on. And so we want to talk about a few things to have you have the information that you can undergird when you're engaged in some kind of office politics. First and foremost, understand that when there's an office political nature or culture going on, whether the charismatic leader is a manager or a mere employee, because he's liked oftentimes by managers and employees, most people are trying to pull that person in their direction. And fortunate enough, charismatic leaders do what the Clinton administration talked about some years ago. They triangulate themselves. Triangulation is the idea that you see the playing field and you rise above the playing field and you look at each alternative objections or options and decide what direction to go based on what's afforded to you. And so charismatic leaders are adept at triangulating because they determine that what's in my best interest here will determine my success long term. And that's important to note. Charismatic leaders are always asking what's in my long-term best business interest in this type of dynamic. And it's important for you to note, because if you're not looking at your best interest long-term, then you actually are looking short-term, and before you know it, you'll be out the door because you made the wrong decisions because you didn't have other options. So first and foremost, triangulate and see the options that are available. Look at what's going on, but don't tie yourself into any one fight at any given point in time that your interest may not be involved in that situation. Secondly, understand that charismatic leaders always have another option. You should never have one option to go to, deal with, or have at your beck and call. My mother used to say when I was growing up, it's a poor mouse who has only one hole to run through. And the idea being that if you only have one option, this job, this opportunity, this platform, and if this platform goes away, you have nothing else, that's a poor situation to be in. Charismatic leaders oftentimes have different options to play off. And you must have the same opportunity for yourself. What are you doing in case this job goes away? What happens if, in fact, another manager comes on and cleans house and before you left somewhere else out in the doldrums? You have to determine from your own business interests where you want to go, what you want to do, and how this platform currently plays itself out. And lastly, by being congenial and expressing both points of view and looking for a happy medium when there's opportunity to do such, that allows you to be a mediator, but be very careful about mediation. Be very careful about being the spokesman or the focal point when you haven't really looked at the big picture in terms of what exactly are the issues at hand. Because I tell you, and I think a lot of you all have the same experience, you go out there and you knock on Mr. Smith's door and you say, I'm speaking on behalf of all the people behind me, and you look behind you and there's no one behind you. All the people have shuddered in their corners because they don't lose their job, but here you are now speaking only in behalf of yourself when you look at exactly how much momentum and how committed those people were. That is important to note when you move forward of how to deal with office politics. Always look at your best interest, look at other options, and never, ever, ever be a part of any fracas when people are not committed or not willing to at least speak up for themselves. You can be a mediator, you see an opportunity that meets your best interest, your best business interest long term, but for the most part, never be left holding the bag because you haven't done your homework or look at the big picture. You want more information on how to be more charismatic, persuasive, and influential? There's a website link below. You can sign up for our free tips and strategies moving forward, and we hope it's valuable to you, and keep talking to us. Let us know if we're on point.